Good day, everyone. This is Pineleaf Noodles, and welcome to DDO Players News, where we take a look at the latest news in DDO and on the tabletop. And please welcome my co-host from Ravenloft, Dracula.
Hey now, everybody. How's it going?
And also, please welcome our special guest for tonight, Bonnie. Pew, 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 pew.
Greetings and salutations.
And greetings.
She's back.
I'm back. 2 weeks in a row.
I know. I think the world's going to end or something.
Oh, man.
We'll see. See if this
The
was a good idea or not.
Be wary of the signs.
Let's go into some game news, and we'll begin with Update 39, Patch 2.
It is live on the server. If you have tried to play your game, you will know this because you have a download. It's not real big. It didn't take me too long. And we kind of talked about this before, but there's a few things that we'll kind of highlight. I think one of the biggest things that we talked about that I wasn't that impressed with, and I think overall a lot of people aren't that impressed with, but the Mysterious Remnants, there's a new vendor, and you can get war paint for your bear and your wolf.
Ooh.
Whee! Well, I know that there are people who really, really wanted it because they had the whole march, didn't they?
Yeah, but see, they
About
want
a year
to
ago.
die for the whole animal, not just a little tattoo thing for the fur.
Oh, is that what? I haven't seen what it looks like. I assumed it was going to be all their fur.
No. It's just a little tattoo.
What?
It's
War paint.
yeah.
Oh.
According to Cordovan, there's a lore reason why they can't dye an animal. That's all he said. As I said,
War reason.
in a couple shows ago, I think the reason is Wati said, nope, you're not going to do that. That's just my conjecture. No proof of that whatsoever.
Well, they're the ones
No
who control
pink
the
bears.
law.
Yeah, so I think that's what he meant by lore reason. So yeah, anyway, so yeah, it really puts like a tattoo on the wolf for the bear, and you can change colors. I don't know.
Couldn't they have had limited dyes for the? Are there certain ones, or are all bears in Eberron all the same color?
I really never paid attention to animals that much, so I don't know.
I know it's not something that I do that often.
Right. So, but anyway, it's there if you have remnants you want to spend, and I didn't. I was going to go look to see how much it cost.
That was the other thing. Who has remnants to spend on that?
Exactly. There's so much other good stuff. But if you're the wolf or a bear and you want a tattoo, here's your chance. Go to the remnants vendor and knock yourself out. Of course,
it's like they've thrown the wolves a bone.
Exactly. I see what you did there. Crystal Cove should be coming back pretty soon because it's almost Talk Like a Pirate Day. And when that comes back, there's going to be new versions of the Crystal Cove loot. Level 8, 16, and 28 versions of Crystal Cove weapons have received an increase in their damage dice to match the current dice progression of the game. So yay for new Crystal Cove loot. Fierland Carnival also got a revamped loot as well. They also did some work on Wave's freeze effect. It now applies more reliably. It is now properly made of bone.
Made of
bone.
I wonder what it was made out of before.
I don't know.
It was something where druids couldn't wield it.
I don't know. I, of course, with my RNG luck, have yet to get one of those.
Well, what else is new?
Of course, nobody's shocked. And I know we've mentioned this before, but I have to mention it again. The Bastard Sword Spinal Tap now goes to D11.
Woohoo!
It should have from the very beginning. Somebody really dropped the ball on that.
That was my favorite release note.
Yes. The Night Rebels approach. You will wake up to find all of your 2017 Night Rebels ingredients and candy are now spoiled.
Womp womp.
which
Yay, inventory slots.
yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. I'm like, ooh, I gotta go back on my Night Rebels characters that I was using to farm and get rid of a bunch of stuff because it's no good anymore. And of course, we kind of briefly talked about the fighting melee changes that is in effect. Single weapon fighting, improved single weapon fighting, yada yada yada. We're not going to go into it. It's all the melee survivability changes. We kind of touched on it briefly. As I said in the show a couple weeks ago, and I'll say it again, maybe next week we can talk about it a little bit because Patrick from DDO Cast is going to be here. But if you want an in-depth conversation on this, I'm sure they're talking about it over on DDO Cast because this does not affect, well, Bonnie, maybe. But I know Pineleaf and we don't have any characters signed up that this is really going to affect.
My current fighter is only level 6, so I haven't really experienced this in any meaningful way yet.
I got to remember to bring this up and ask Patrick to see his views on it because I'm sure he has.
Totally, because Patrick's like Captain Crunch.
Of course he is. This is like a perfect topic for him to talk about next week.
Yes, I have a paladin, but I don't think I have a single one of the feats involved in this.
No, we actually were talking about that last week when we were playing, because Pineleaf was like looking at his feats because I said, "Hey, have you noticed any changes with the melee survivability?" And he's like, "No." And I'm like, "Well, do you have this?" And he's like, "No." Like, "Do you have this?" "No." Then I'm like, "Never mind then." You're not gonna notice anything because you don't have the right feats.
Pretty much the way I play the game, it's all about decreased survivability.
Me too.
So
you know? Exactly. Then they fixed several additional undead that are will no longer heal improperly. Guess some undead were healing the bad way and not the good way, as it were. And this I don't remember being in the Lamania patch notes. And if it was, I apologize. But there is a new NPC named Alawenia Melodica or something. I don't know. Anyway, there's a new NPC in the Eberron.
No, Alloy. Okay, Alloy.
Whatever. That NPC that is in the Eberron Hall of Heroes will turn your unwanted cosmetics that you have gained from daily dice and will deconstruct them into glamored dust, which you can then craft into other cosmetics that are available from the daily dice. So if you got a crap cosmetic from your daily dice, you don't want it, you don't need it, you don't like it, you can turn that into dust, and then once you have enough dust, it sounds like you can pick any of the other cosmetics that are available in the daily dice, and you can craft that cosmetic, is how it sounds like it works.
I guess we'll have to go through our lists of cosmetics and see which ones we don't want and try it out.
It's only cosmetics that you get from the daily dice.
Yeah.
I have yet to get a cosmetic from the daily dice.
Yeah, like most of the cosmetics I want to get rid of are like extras that have spawned from some other
access
point.
Right, okay.
So are you saying you've got cosmetics from the daily dice finally? Is that what you're telling me?
I will have to check and remind myself if I got any. Because I know I've gotten dice from daily dice. I'm trying to think if I've ever gotten.
You roll so well. You have so much RNG luck. You roll and you get cosmetics just thrown to you. Just.
I've gotten one, and I like it. So
I have yet to get any, and there's some really cool ones, I think. But am I gonna get it? No. Will I ever get one? No.
Well, let's see. Those are the skeletal steeds of DDO.
Exactly. See the Lotro Players podcast if you don't understand that joke. They also fixed an issue that was causing Enter the Kobold not to be able to be completed.
Finally!
So you can enter the Kobold and puzzle away now, apparently.
I think I was just asking last week if Enter the Kobold is available yet. Now
it is. That issue is fixed.
Okay. That means now you're able to finish it and exit the Kobold afterwards?
Oh, Pineleaf.
Exit the Kobold.
It's something I'm happy about. They fixed the stuck spot in Return to White Plume Mountain.
Oh, did you get stuck?
I got stuck every time.
Ah!
every time, so I'm happy. I won't get stuck now.
They cleared the glue out.
Yes. Did that quest, I think, 3 or 4 times now. Every freaking time I got stuck, so yeah.
Oh, I'm trying to think. What is the stuck spot in White Plume Mountain?
Well, there was 2 that I used to get stuck in, and I bug reported both of them, so I'm not sure which one they fixed.
Oh, okay.
I guess I'll have to run it again and see if I get stuck.
Okay.
And then in the Codex in the Shroud, Fortis will no longer occasionally spawn the Sigil of Life ability randomly, which could sometimes cause a client's performance issue if it was triggered too frequently. And the Pineleaf patch note, the number of cultists in Misery's Peak has now been reduced.
Now, my question on the stuck spot, why did they fix a stuck spot in kind of a big deal?
I don't know. I wish they would fix that one too. I bug report that one every time because I get stuck there every time too.
Oh, I think I've gotten stuck in that stuck spot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do every time I do that quest.
Was it like the honey from the slavers quests getting into all the other quests and making them stickier?
I didn't think about that, but it might be the slaver's fault all along.
Yeah. I blame the slavers.
And it sounds like they have taken a weed whacker over in Evening Star and reduced some of the bushes and frills have been trimmed in Evening Star.
Mm-hmm.
So they knocked down some bushes. That's right. Evening Star now has an official landscaper, apparently, and he's been trimming the hedges, as it were. In the arena challenges, the crowd will no longer throw supply crates onto the field after 5 have been thrown. This change was needed to improve game performance. Please tell me at some point, somewhere, there's a video of just the whole arena filled with supply crates. I would love to see that video if it's available. If it is, send an email to podcast@ddoplayers.com. I want to see that video because I think that's funny.
I must admit that I have no idea what they're talking about here.
It's one of the Evening Star challenges. They're after you kill certain things, they throw some supply crates into the arena, and apparently there was only supposed to be like 5 of them that were ever thrown, but apparently there was a bug, and just supply crates just kept showing up. So that's why I say I want to see a video of just like the whole arena filled with supply crates. That would be amazing. If you run Reaper difficulty, not I, damage and healing values now have a minimum value of 1 due to Reaper scaling. If Reaper scaling would reduce a value for damage of healing that is above 0 to 0, then the value will now have at least 1. That's a lot of math right there.
Okay.
That made my head hurt just reading that.
So, in other words, it has a minimum of 1. As what you say that the first sentence. It sounds like to me that the first sentence said everything they needed.
Well, see, that's kind of what I thought. Then I'm like, okay, they're throwing in a lot of words and a lot of numbers.
Yeah.
I'm confused. And then feats are now organized by category in the character sheet. Whose idea was this? I would like to have a chat with them. Because just no. Get off my lawn. Just get off my lawn, you crazy kids, and your changes.
Well, if you're someone who remembers the names of all the feats, it's a bad thing because you know where to look for it alphabetically. If you remember categories of feats pretty easily and can't remember the names, then you might be happy about the change.
They could just like put the categories alphabetically. Maybe they did, and I haven't figured it out yet. I spent 5 minutes looking for cleave last night, and I was at my wit's end.
Tell me about it.
Sounds like a melee. It'll be a melee feat, or is it something else?
I think it was a melee feat. I can't remember where I found it, but it was not where I expected it to be. In my first couple of guesses. And at first I was looking for it alphabetically, so that was totally a no-go.
I was trying to find something on my ranger, and I was like, what is going on with this right now? So I said, get off my lawn, you kids and your changes.
Eventually, I will get used to it, but for right now, it's very unhappy making.
Back in my day, we knew where to find our feats on our character sheet.
We knew the alphabet. We knew where their feats were.
That's right. Damn it. And that's pretty much patch 2, update 39. Patch a deuce.
Now, it looks like that they are going to start testing update 40. Well, assuming that there are no unexpected delays, it looks like tomorrow as of this recording.
Yes, if you're listening to us live, which it looks like one person is, congratulations, you're hearing this first. Yes, Lamani will be up Tuesday, September 18th through Thursday, September the 20th for Update 40 Preview 1. And Coco Majobo did list out the features that will be available when Lamania goes live. That's going to be the racial variant wood elf. So
okay. Do we have racial variants already, or is this the first one we've had?
I mean, I guess, does the iconic sun elf count?
See, I would say yes, it does. I would say the sun elf would count.
Do drow count?
Then again,
drow never count.
That's right. Drow treated as a separate race completely.
Yeah, but see, I'm saying, the sun elf counts. But
yeah, but the sun elf is an iconic, and iconics has this entire additional package on top of what's there.
I'm curious to see where it pops up and stuff, because, I mean, is it like when you do character creation and you choose elf, and then you have the option to go wood elf, or
I would
wood elf?
We'll find out tomorrow.
That would seem like that would be the most logical place for it to be. Personally, I would think so. Yeah, we'll see. But yes, the racial variant wood elf should be on Lamania. We also getting our visible cloaks and the cosmetic cloak slot. Yay.
Woohoo!
Cloaks. Yay. Like I said, I'm like, meh. I know Bonnie's excited. I'm like, meh. Yeah, it's all right.
I think they'll be fun.
Bonnie even did a Twitter poll.
New set of. Well, I was concerned because I did a like a we were ready for cloaks tweet on Twitter, and then I got all these people tweeting back at me, no capes, and it seemed to me that maybe it was just associated with the meme from The Incredibles about no capes.
Now, my question for you is: were they saying no capes, or was they saying no capes? Because I know that they're saying that they're technically capes, even though they're calling them cloaks. So maybe they're saying no. Capes.
No, there was no punctuation.
There's no punctuation. Okay.
And there were some pictures sent to me from The Incredibles showing the costume designer saying no capes.
Okay.
So I figured it might have been memes, but there might have been some kind of cloak schism that I had not been aware of heretofore, that there was a whole faction of people who really didn't want cloaks. So I did a rush poll this afternoon that was completely unscientific, asking whether or not how people really felt in their heart of hearts about capes and cloaks coming to DDO. And it was just the Incredibles meme. It was still only 10% of people didn't want cloaks, capes.
Yeah.
And everybody else was either meh, or 65% of people are excited about cloaks and capes coming to DDO. So that's what I thought before I did a poll. So everything's unchanged in a really unscientific, not statistically significant way.
Right. Now, I should note that we've had cloaks in Lotros since launch, I believe. Though, of course, cosmetics are a lot more recent than that. I think started about 3 years ago. We started had cosmetic outfits or whatever. And I've just about always turned off my cloak unless I was going into a really cold place up in the mountains or something like that.
So are you going to wear a cloak in DDO?
Well, the problem is the only place I'm likely to wear a cloak is Korthos, and
there's a snowy side though. Misery's Peak. You gotta wear a cloak in those icy bits.
Yeah, but that's the thing is the problem is you don't have access to all that stuff until after you finished Korthos.
Because you actually stay on Korthos until you finish Korthos?
Of course, because otherwise it won't be frozen. It kills the story if you leave it early.
So what I do is I wake up on Korthos and I immediately run to the harbor and the bank, get my stuff, get my ship ups, and then I go back to Korthos all fancy style.
Yep.
Yeah, but then it looks like summer.
That's what I do. If I do, I really do Korthos with us. I like, nope, I'm going to the bank. I like the sunny Korthos. Thank you very much.
But you're a vampire. I would thought sunny would be against your disposition.
Well, it's a special sun.
Now we have to start petitioning for umbrellas to come to DDO.
That's right. Exactly. If you expect me to walk outside, I'm going to need an umbrella, damn it.
Yeah, Dracula needs his own shade.
That's right.
I would have thought that, yes, the vampires would try to make parasols something fashionable again, so that they could go around and not be noticed. So I do occasionally, sometimes in the middle of summer, when someone's doing a walk outside during lunchtime, because it's noon and the sun's really high, I do see people occasionally carrying around. Well, it looks like an umbrella being used as a parasol rather than a.
Mm-hmm. It's a cool thing. I don't know why it didn't come back. Because, sun's bad for you, even if you're not a vampire.
That's right. The sun is trying to kill you. Come on now.
Yes. Use a parasol. Use an umbrella.
You need enough to at least get a little vitamin D there.
Yeah, vitamin D's overrated.
Yeah, you take vitamin D.
Drink some milk. You'll be fine.
Well, unless you're lactose intolerant.
Okay, Mr. Logic.
There's supplements.
That's right. Take a pill. You'll be fine. Also in the update,
take a pill and an umbrella.
So in the update 40 Lamania preview, the revamped Night Rebels. Yay for the Night Rebels. I love the Night Rebels. The new crypt public area. It's going to be the hub for all of your Night Rebels festival will be previewed. And they are changing the way Night Rebels works. The graveyard instance will now be a private instance. And that is, of course, where you go in to collect your keys for the dungeons and to get your chocolates and all of that fun stuff. That's now going to be a private instance, so that should help with lag.
All right, and because I presume that you always had the challenge where it had to understand different levels and all that fun stuff. Because how they calculated that, I always had trouble with wondering when you had different people at different levels in the same area.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see how they're going to do that. But from what I understand, how it's
private now. Now it's going to be easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, well, it was gross before, because if you had people who weren't really close in level, somebody's low level could cause low level creatures to be spawned.
Right, yep.
And the high level kills them and they don't get anything because the creatures are too low. Or the opposite happens, where the high-level person summons high-level things, and they end up murdering the low-level person.
Yeah, which happened to me quite often. So I guess we'll see how this is going to work. And of course, with the Night Rebels, we're going to get a new challenge dungeon. It is Gravework. That is going to be the spooky variant of Framework.
Killing lots of minotaurs.
So it sounds like all those minotaurs we killed.
Framework. Oh, good grief.
All those minotaurs we killed are coming back to get us, apparently.
Killing lots of zombie minotaurs.
Undead minotaurs. Oh, boy.
So yeah, I can't wait to check that out. And then...
what do we do instead of trying to frame them, I wonder?
I don't know. I guess we'll have to find out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is called Gravework. So that's going to be interesting. And of course, there's going to be the new raid, which will not be included in this Lamania preview, but you can take a look at the loot. So we can at least see what kind of loot you can get. And then there's going to be some new Night Rebels rewards. Have no idea what any of those are yet, so we'll have to wait to see.
And then the Night Rebels rewards are becoming bound to account.
Yes, I was just about to say that. And they're changing that, so everything is bound to account now, which, praise the Lord, that needed done a long time ago.
Praise the Dark Lord.
That's right. It always annoyed me. I had to go farm all that crap and get something I wanted on each character. Now I can just say, hey, you get to use this for a while. No, you get to use this for a while. And then,
it's great.
Outside of Night Rebels, the Sentinels of Stormreach quest change, that named loot there is getting revamped as well. And a side note, Kokomo Jobo does say that the Preview 1 on Lamania may not be available on the Mac. This is due to work that is being done to improve the Mac client in general, that as of his posting of this, which was on 9/14, is not yet complete. And they do apologize, but probably there will be no Mac build for this Lamania.
And then the following week, if all goes well, we've got a second preview, and this is when they'll be adding the raid, a cap level. So that means you have to be capped in order to even do it. There's no lower level version of it, I guess.
Correct. But that should be simple to fix because you're on the Mania. You can just level yourself up. But yes. And then also along with the cap level raid, we're going to get the new Night Rebels Challenge Dungeon, Eternity Unleashed, which is a 6-person challenge revamp of the old Maybar Eternity Dragon Raid.
Yay!
So the dragon's coming back.
The dragon's coming. So is this going to be an undead dragon then?
Yeah, it's a spectral dragon named Eternity.
So it'll be
really cool.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
So
you
mean the original dragon was spectral?
Yes.
Yes, the original was spectral. It was a weird kind of raidish instance. I can't remember how many people went in. Like, was it 12 or 24? But it was enough that caused staggering lag, and people usually failed the encounter because there was too much lag for them to do what they needed to do to defeat Eternity. But hopefully this making a 6-person challenge is gonna spare us that pain and make it doable, because it was really fun. That was my favorite part of Maybar in the past. And
in Lotro there is a 24-player instance where you fight an undead dragon. A zombie, I guess you could say a dragon white would be the best way to describe it.
So
it was neat. It had these like little instances where you had to like shine a light on the dragon, and there were people stationed in different areas of the dungeon. So they had to like turn on lights at specific times, and then the dragon would jump from place to place within the dungeon, and you had to communicate about where the dragon was. It was really neat.
Okay.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do. This is going to be a 6-person challenge, so you're going to need 6 people to go in. But Eternity is coming back, so yay! So that is going to be an Update 40 Preview 2, which the tentative dates for that are going to be Tuesday, September the 25th through Thursday, September the 27th. Once again, Update Preview 1, Tuesday, September the 18th through Thursday the 20th. And Coco Mojobo does say, all dates and features listed in this thread are subject to change as we attempt to nail down stable features and builds.
And these notes are not yet complete anyway, because these are just the major features that they're previewing here. They're not listing every single thing that's going to go in the patch notes.
Right, correct.
We'll see those tomorrow.
And hopefully, I don't know, I'm knock on wood, I'm going to be able to get on the Mania tomorrow evening, late tomorrow evening, because I have some stuff going on, and hopefully I'll be able to get some videos of at least the Wood Elf, the cosmetic stuff, and some of the Night Rebel stuff. I hope, so we'll see. So maybe some videos coming to DDO Players soonish, I hope. We'll see.
All right. Let's then head into the DDO Chronicle, where apparently they've just bowled a perfect game.
300!
Yeah.
Yeehaw, issue 300. And they say it all in the title of the Chronicle. The DDO Chronicle, issue number 300. Thank you for reading the DDO Chronicle.
And it looks like there is a treasure box on the top.
Quest complete, Pineleaf. Quest complete.
Yeah.
But not only is it the 300th episode of the Chronicle, there is a special freebie just for it being the 300th episode of the DDO Chronicle. You can get free glowing eyes of Infernal Fire. That sounds amazing.
What are glowing eyes of Infernal Fire?
I'm assuming it makes your eyes glow fiery.
Yes.
It's
a cosmetic helmet, and it makes your eyes glow a fiery red.
Okay, that I'm gonna stop the show right now and go get one of these, because
I can't believe you don't already have a closet full of these.
I do not. I actually, to be totally honest with you, I didn't know such a thing even existed. But
they picked this prize with you in mind. Then
I am so going to get a set of these. Just use the code 300th issue. 300 THISSUE in the DDO store, and you will get one per account now through September the 20th. So yes, I'm gonna get that. That sounds amazing. All my characters are gonna have fiery red eyes. Well, I guess not all my characters, but one of my characters will have fiery red eyes.
I think they're bound to accounts, so you'll be able to pass them around as needed.
Okay. Sweet.
I'm going to have to, assuming I remember to get one, I'll have to save it for my tiefling when they come out.
I'm just surprised you're actually even thinking about getting one to begin with.
It's a freebie.
But okay, I can see you getting one, but are you actually using one?
Well, yeah, the odds of it are rather slim.
Yeah.
I have a feeling I will completely forget about it afterwards, assuming I actually remember to get it in the first place.
Oh, you'll remember it because I'm going to be all glowy eyes. You'll be like, what's wrong with your eyes? Nothing. They are perfect now. Thank you very much. Elsewhere in the Chronicle, of course, Extra Life Drive and Shroud Palooza. Click over to learn more, and I think we're going to get an update in just a little bit in the show.
Brief one.
So stay tuned. But yes, that would be Miss Bonnie B was doing that, so we'll get an update on that. And player by the name of Band VP did an unboxing video of the Storm Reach Limited Edition. And if you don't know what the heck that is, when DDO Storm Reach, the original DDO game before it was free to play, came out, they had a limited edition box set out, and Band VP is taking a look at this. And it is amazing what's in this, so I highly recommend you watch this unboxing video. It makes me so jealous I don't have one of these, just because there is some cool stuff in there. And I did comment on this forum post over on the forum. Back in the day, I did actually win one of these on eBay, and the seller never sent it to me. And I remembered I don't think I ever got my money back either. So it kind of made me sad when I was watching this video, because it's like this all could have been mine. But the dude never sent me my auction winning. I'm sure the statute of limitations have gone up. I can't get my money back at this point.
I hope you gave negative feedback.
Yeah, I hope I did too, because that was years ago. But anyway, so go check that video out. It's, once again, Band BP, and he is unboxing the Storm Reach Limited Edition. In our fan site news section, we had DDO Cast 531, Update 39 Review Part 2. And I do believe the news section of the show had the one and only Bonnie B on it.
What a shock.
What?
So you have been making the podcast rounds, haven't you?
I've been promoing. Hyping up the stuff.
It's all about the hype, folks. All about the hype. Of course, don't forget to watch DDO PL if you speak Polish. If not, it's an enjoyable show. You're just not going to understand a word they say, but love watching those guys. We got a shout out for our Gray versus Gray episode last week. I bet people that didn't listen to that show were really confused at that show title.
It's gray.
It is gray. You are correct. Brighter Days Ahead is running the Sands of Manectrian. Fridays on Ice is on episode 97, and that, of course, is the Bakalagor. Streaming with Even is leveling up a lobby on Sarlona. And Grubby is running the Orchard of the Macabre. And then we don't really have a Chronicle comment question this week. The Chronicle comment this week is happy 300th Chronicle. You are an amazing person. Be sure to thank all of you for all of our hard work for putting in the Chronicle together each and every week. So thank you, all of you. Thank you.
So I noticed that they were talking in the Chronicle that someone was looking into the changes for the monk, and I was checking the thread that clicked. It sounds like they're saying that this is a nerf to the monks.
Oh yeah, nerfs are super OP right now.
Nerfs are super OP right now.
Oh yeah, monks were like OP, like warlocks were OP a while back.
I guess it's because my monk started out super weak.
Yeah, it must be your monk build, because the static group that I used to have, one of the guys was playing a monk, and we all would just stand back and let him like kill crap, because he would just kill everything before we would even get to it. Yeah, monks are like crazy OP at the moment.
Okay. I suspect it must be one or two skills or something like that that's caused it, because I don't know, because my monk is, well, a mess. I got to finish level. I've got to get the incentive to finish leveling up that character so that I can TR it into something completely different.
No more monk for Pine Leaf.
No, especially since the monk I have is my only TR'd character I have. So therefore, it's like, okay. The only character that I have currently that's been TR'd is just sitting there doing nothing because the monk was too weak before the first nerf. In fact, was so weak that I then went and says, all right, I'll start doing a 50-50 build with Warlock. That was 3 days before they nerfed the Warlock.
Wah, wah.
Oh, well. Let's continue.
Well, we do our screenshot of the week in our 300th Chronicle, and it is Surfamia Explores the Underdark.
Seraphimia?
Whatever. I pronounce names wrong in this section of the show. It's duly noted by now. New listeners, if you don't know that, this is the section of the show where I totally butcher your name. So if you ever make it into the screenshot of the week, I apologize in advance. I'm going to say your name wrong. It's what I do.
Unless your name's Joe, it's a crapshoot.
That's right.
All right. Okay. Now, I presume Seraphimia is an Aasimar, or?
I would guess so, yes.
Hey, with the name like that, let's see. Though the glowy thing is, I'm not sure what that's all about.
Cool screenshot, though. That is the 382nd screenshot of the week.
Then let us head into our store sales. And what's on sale this week?
We have the Hack and Stash sale, 25% off right now through September 20th. Slayer Boost, yay, Slayer Boost, Loot Boost, and Treasure Hunter Elixirs, and select shared storage. The weekly coupon code is a long-lasting Cat's Agility Potion, 5 of those with the coupon code AGILITY running through September 20th. And don't forget to use the 300th issue code as well for your free set of free Infernal Fire glowing eyes.
Then let us head and talk about some sort of event you're preparing, Bonnie?
Shroudpalooza. Shroudpalooza is still coming. It starts on October 6th, which is about 2 weeks away. So we're getting really close. If you're on Thelanis server, or if you want to roll up a character like an iconic on Thelanis server and flag for the Shroud raid, come and join us on October 6th from 4 to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on twitch.tv DDO stream, and play with us. And we'll be giving away DDO points and hopefully having a lot of fun. And we're also going to be continuing to do the Extra Life fundraising drive, which is doing really well too. Like, I'm surprised. We had a really great week last week, and we've almost hit the initial goal for the Extra Life drive.
That is awesome.
I know. I'm absolutely gobsmacked because we haven't even actually started streaming yet. So I guess I underestimated how awesome DDO playing people are. But they are awesome. So that's going really well, and I really appreciate everybody who's participated so far and given the charity drive their support. It's a good cause. And I also put out a post about the Shroudpalooza art contest late last week, which we have no entries for yet. So I don't know if that's probably not going to go as well as the Extra Life. But you know, if only one of them can go well, I would rather the Extra Life go well. Yes. But if you can do any form of stick drawing, you know, or if you want to make some kind of meme about cloaks once cloaks come out with a screenshot, that kind of thing, you can submit it to the Shroudpalooza art contest, and you might have a chance to win some extra VIP time or some DDO points. I just self-edited there. Some DDO points. So if you want to know more, you can check the forums or look at the website at shroudpalooza.com. I'm super excited though. It's only 2 weeks to go. I'm like doing my little list of, have I done everything? Have I prepared? It's exciting.
Yeah. Now I have a question.
Okay.
Why do you say mem instead of meme?
Because I'm from the South, probably.
I have actually.
Also, French is my second language. And so I kind of say it like if I was French.
I have actually heard it pronounced both ways, so yeah.
Oh,
yeah, because it's la même chose. So I think mem when I see the word because, you know, that's how it's pronounced in French.
So, all right, because of
I have to consciously say meme and be thinking of it before I say meme. Usually I'm very unconscious.
Is there anything else you wish to add before we go on?
Nope, that's it.
Then let's go and see what's on the tabletop. And apparently, the WWE is on the tabletop.
That's right. WizKids and the WWE are joining forces. I will just read this and not interject any of my comments on this. WizKids, the leader in the high-quality pre-painted miniatures, and are being a force established in the board game industry as well, is announcing a new multi-year licensing partnership with the WWE, and they have plans to bring the organization's iconic superstars to the tabletop with their successful gaming platforms HeroClix and Dice Masters, as well as some future branded board games. So if you ever wanted to play HeroClix with wrestlers, now is your chance. Why is my only question?
I notice here that these WWE superstars seem to have trademarked all of their names.
Actually, they don't trademark their names. The WWE trademarks their names.
The WWE trademarks their names.
Yes.
Okay.
So if said person ever leaves the WWE, they cannot use that name in any other wrestling organization. Vince McMahon is a genius.
Apparently so.
Yes.
Well, this is kind of cool because I know I've seen the Big Show play tabletop D&D, so
yes,
he could have a mini of himself.
He could. See, I didn't think of that aspect of it. That would be awesome. Yeah, Big Show is actually a big D&D player, actually.
Yeah.
So. And from what I have read and kind of heard through the rumor mill, a lot of the wrestlers, I guess, play D&D. He got a lot of them into D&D. I guess they would play backstage a lot, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yes, HeroClix and Dice Masters WWE is coming, and some of the superstars, they did say that you're going to see when this happens is John Cena, but you can't see him. If you're a wrestling fan, you'll get that joke. If not, it went over everybody's head. The Rock, Charlotte Flair, Roman Reigns, and The Undertaker. And of course, Stone Cold Steve Austin and Trish Stratus, Hall of Famers, are going to be there as well. So this is going to include Dice Masters, HeroClix, and some yet to be announced tabletop board games as well. So WizKids and WWE joining forces. Yay. I guess. I don't know.
Then let's go and see what's on the ballot for the 2018 Toy Hall of Fame.
Yes, it seems not too long ago we were talking about D&D being inducted into the Toy Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about the new batch of inductees.
Yeah. I notice here is some interesting things I noticed that are in there, such as we were just talking a few weeks ago about Tudor Electric Football.
And it is a nominee. You are correct.
Yes. And I noticed that we have what according to the Board Game Geek is the worst game ever in their, they had their poll of their listing of the top games based on feedback from the members, and I forgot what's top right now, probably Gloomhaven, but at the very, very bottom is one of the nominees. You can guess which one that is?
Uno?
No, Tic-Tac-Toe.
Oh.
Well, see, I had a bone to pick with their definition of toys, because to me, that is a game, that's like not a toy.
Right.
That's something you do on paper.
I said that too, because I'm like, I don't know if I call Tic-Tac-Toe a toy.
Not a toy.
Well, they include games in their list. Dungeons and Dragons isn't a toy either.
Yeah, but it's not even a packaged version of Tic-Tac-Toe.
Right.
So I'm like,
it's the idea that they are planning to induct.
That seemed weird to me.
But all
Everything
of the
else is like a product,
yeah,
and then there's this one non-product.
It's like, do you have a pencil? Do you have paper? You have a toy. There you go.
I mean, look at this. They include chalk on the list.
Yeah.
True.
Which is more of a tool than.
I was a little mad about the chalk too.
Yeah.
To be honest.
I was too.
Play tic-tac-toe with it?
I was a little salty about some of these. I'm like,
yeah,
not really a toy, but okay. Yes, the full list of the finalists are the American Girls dolls. Okay, I can see that. Chalk. Don't get it. Shoots and Ladders, Magic 8 Ball, Fisher Price's Corn Popper, Who didn't have a corn
Corn
popper?
popper?
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
You had to have
Every
a
toddler
corn
has
popper.
one of those.
Yeah.
Well, Fisher Price didn't have a corn popper back when I was young.
Oh.
Oh, you poor thing, you.
Well, they did when I was young.
We are going to start a GoFundMe to buy Pine Leaf a corn popper.
Get a Pine Leaf popper.
I would have I have a real corn popper, but not a Fisher Price one. That's all.
No, this is the thing that has the stick and it has wheels.
I feel like
and you push
this might
and
explain.
Yeah, gonna say this explains a lot, Pine Leaf.
This
really
might explain
does.
why Pine Leaf is so gung ho about Minecraft. It's because he didn't have a popper as a kid, and so now he needs to dig and build things and make up for all that time he didn't get to pretend with this classic toy.
Pretend with a corn popper?
Because
you could pretend you were mowing the lawn, or you're just kind of making a path around things.
And all the while, it's popping and making noises, and you led a sheltered life, Pine Leaf. But this does explain a lot. I'm now seeing my eyes have been opened at this news.
now I'm picturing young Pine Leaf wearing a smoking jacket and Ascot reading literature.
Sadly, I think that's how it was. Masters of the Universe, pinball. Okay, how is pinball not in the Hall of Fame already?
That one is strange not being there already. That's
the sled, that's another one. Come on.
Yeah.
How was the sled not in the Hall of Fame? Tic-tac-toe, as we mentioned, not really a toy, shouldn't even be on this list. Tickle Me Elmo, and of course the Tudor electric football, and Uno. That is the final list, and for the first time ever, fans may vote from September 12th through the 19th. So you have, as of this recording, 2 days to vote. Just go over to the toyhalloffame.org, and I put a link in the article over on DDO Players for that. And you can vote. The 3 toys that received the most public votes will be submitted and will join the other top 3 submissions by members of the selection committee. Winners.
Does that 6 things totally get inducted?
Yes. Winners will be inducted on November the 8th.
Yeah. What do they do if there are some crossovers?
I don't know. See, I don't know. This whole toy Hall of Fame thing is weird.
Better. And just note that you can vote once per day.
So get out there and vote for your favorite, whichever that might be.
Spam for pinball and the corn popper.
That's right. It's got to be the corn popper. He-Man's pretty cool, though, too. So
Tickle Me Elmo too has some street cred, but I mean, sled needs to be in there.
I just can't believe the sled wasn't in there already.
Sled, pinball, and the popper and Chutes and Ladders. Those are the ones I would vote for.
Yeah, I agree.
Unfortunately, I only get to vote for 3, so I'm in trouble.
Then let's go and see what's on the screen, and it looks like we are getting a little bit of a blast from the past. I know that's really something that doesn't happen all that often, because we have the return of Leisure Suit Larry.
Yes, this is so exciting. I loved these games back in the day. Leisure Suit Larry, Wet Dreams Don't Dry. I love that title. It's going to launch on PC via the Steam and other digital platforms coming November 7th. Assemble Entertainment and developer Crazy Bunch announced the official release date. That's right. Larry's back, folks, and his adventures are taking him into the 21st century. So he's stepping out of the 80s and going into the 21st century, and the world has changed. Will Larry be able to survive? This is the classic point-and-click adventure, just like all the other Larry games. So if you're familiar with the games, you'll know how to play this. There's a trailer that's up. It looks amazing. I can't wait for this personally. I love these games, and I guess all of the humor of the original games will be there as well. So Leisure Suit Larry, Wet Dreams Don't Die, coming November 7th on Steam and other digital platforms. And let me guess, Pine Leaf has never played one of these games. Nobody's shocked at that.
How did you know?
Somehow I ventured a guess.
I ventured a guess. Yeah. Let's then look at the Bard's Tale 4. Sparrows Deep is launching on Steam next week.
This was a successful Kickstarter, and InXile Entertainment did announce that it's officially going to launch next week. I guess it's been in closed beta all this time. If you were part of the Kickstarter, you got invited to the beta. They got some good feedback from that. I guess they made some changes, and I guess the game is amazing. 2 of my friends actually bought into the Kickstarter, and they've been playing it, and they say it is super, super amazing. But all of us will be able to partake next week when The Bard's Tale 4 launches over on Steam. And I cannot believe it has been 33 years since the original Bard's Tale game. That is crazy to me that it was 33 years ago.
Well, when I try to play the first Bard's Tale game, I do believe it. Because
yeah, the first game, I did actually go back and try to play that on like a DOS-Box emulator, and it doesn't hold up real well.
Yeah, I didn't have the patience to do it.
Yeah, I forgot how archaic it was. But back in the day, it was awesome. I can remember going over to my friends, and we would stay up all night playing that.
It was magical.
It was. And my friend actually had graph paper, and we would graph the city out so we would know you would have to, like, to get from here to back to the store or the inn, you would go like 5 steps this way. So you would go forward 5 and then turn left and then go 3. I mean, it was so much of my childhood was spent on the Bard's Tale. So this is going to be amazing to check out. And this is going back to the series' roots. They say they are dropping the action RPG, which the last game was. Bard's Tale 3 was action RPG. And they're going back to the roots for a first-person dungeon crawling experience, of course, with a party of adventurers. You can check out the launch trailer that I've included over on DDO Players, the article for this. So if you want to get in on this, you can pre-order now. Return to Scarbray on September the 18th when the Bard's Tale number 4 launches over on Steam.
Now, let's head into our week in gaming. And Drac, what have you been up to?
Not a lot. Really.
Not a lot.
Not a lot of gaming this week. I didn't play any DDO other than what I played with you, so I will let you talk about that. Elsewhere, video game-wise, that was pretty much it. Other than if you want to include an Android game as a video game, sure. I played a video game, and that is the Cthulhu Chronicles. If you remember one of our Gen Con videos, we talked with Meta Arcade about their new Cthulhu Chronicles game, which, of course, is based off of their Tunnels and Trolls Meta Arcade game. This, of course, is set in the Cthulhu universe. This is in early beta over on Android. It has been out on iOS for quite a while now, but this is the Android version. My iPad, sadly, cannot run it. I have an iPad 2. It's getting very long on the tooth, and it just won't run it, so I had to wait for the Android version. And I've actually been playing it for about 4 weeks now, but I really couldn't talk about it because it wasn't officially announced for Android yet. But now it's officially announced because it is officially over on the Play Store, so you can get it. And it's amazing. It's pretty cool. I'm thinking about doing a full review on it, so we'll see if I get around to doing that. I'm behind in reviews. I have a bunch of other stuff I got to review too. But yes, the Cthulhu Chronicles. So if you're into Cthulhu, this is a pretty sweet game, and it plays similar to the Meta Arcade Tunnels and Trolls. They did make some changes, as we talked about in the Gen Con video. And if you're familiar with the Cthulhu Chronicles, a lot of the stuff, you will be familiar with how it works. So far, I haven't successfully completed a story yet. I've gone mad every time, which makes sense for a Cthulhu game. Exactly, yeah. Yeah, it's really hard. Really, really, really super hard.
I am downloading it right now.
Hold on. They combined Cthulhu with Tunnels and Trolls.
No, this is totally separate.
Well, no, but you're saying it's using their engine.
Right, yeah, it's based off the Tunnels and Trolls Meta Arcade engine, but they tweaked it a lot and changed it. Like, there's really no dice rolling now. Now they have, like, a wheel that spins.
Wheel. Let's see. There are 6 points on the wheel. Die, go insane, suffer
pretty close to that, yes. So yes, if you have an Android device, phone, and/or tablet, head over to the Google Play Store and check it out from our friends over at Meta Arcade, the Cthulhu Chronicles. Did do a little bit of Dungeons & Dragons 5e type things. I rolled up a Ranger Monster Hunter. Question mark?
Well, it sounds like a Ranger Monster Hunter because that's what Rangers do anyway, right? Hunt monsters?
Exactly. I thought it worked well. And this is for Cordovan is going to be doing a spooky Halloween theme D&D game for the D&D night on DDO stream. And it's going to run 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Can't remember how many weeks it's going to be. Three. It's going to be like right before Halloween, leading up into Halloween.
It's going to last 3 weeks. We may not last 3 weeks.
That's right.
But the story is...
We might be having to roll up some new characters because it sounds like Cordovan's going to kill us all.
He's going to kill you all.
That's what it sounds like.
What do you do? Learn DMing from you?
Yeah, apparently I've talked too much. Yeah, I guess this is something Cordovan, it's like a homebrew thing. He has been tweaking. He's been kind of playing it in the Standing Stone offices, I guess. So he's been tweaking this for quite a while. This has been in the works for a while. He's pretty proud of it. So you can check it out on D&D night over on DDO stream. But I'm going to be running a Ranger Monster Hunter. And the reason why I'm a Monster Hunter is all he told us was there was certain roles that he wanted the party to fill out, and Monster Hunter was one of them, and I thought that kind of worked well with the Rangers, so I chose Monster Hunter.
Very well.
So we'll see how that goes. Then elsewhere, 5e-ish related, we had our first play session of our Adventures in Middle-earth 5e adventure for our as of yet unnamed podcast live stream, live play-ish. I guess it's not going to live stream. It's going to be a podcast / live play of Adventures of Middle-earth we're doing for our sister site, Lotro Players. Eventually, it's going to have a name. We just don't have a name for it yet. But we did the first play session, and I thought it went really well. We have 3...
We all survived.
Yeah, gonna say. I didn't kill anybody.
The fellowship began.
But we did find out, though. I did learn.
Yeah.
I promised them I wasn't going to kill any of them. Let me rephrase that. I wasn't actively going to try to kill them because Pineleaf told them what kind of DM I am. After last week, I've changed my mind.
What?
They're all safe other than Pineleaf.
What do you mean other than Pineleaf?
Pineleaf is on my radar. We all know my, we'll say, disdain for clerics. The character Pineleaf is playing is the, for lack of a better term, Middle-earth version of the cleric.
Yeah.
I did do some damage to one of the players, had her pretty hurt, and Pineleaf comes along and heals her back to full health, and I'm like, oh no, no. No. So yeah, so Pineleaf,
I rolled a crit on the...
Pineleaf is now the party cleric that will take the brunt of all the evil that I can throw at him in the Tolkien universe. Nothing personal, it's just your character class choice.
Next week, PvP in the podcast.
Exactly. So yeah, so we'll see. But but I think it went really, really well. We have, I think, 3 people that have never played Dungeons and Dragons or tabletop role playing at all. And we kind of did, a little kind of explain some stuff. And then we did a quick little round of sample combat, and I think everybody took to it well. We had a little bit of role play at the very beginning, and then I threw some choices at them, and they made some choices. But light spoiler, if you're gonna listen to the show, they did something I was really surprised that they did right off the bat. About 15 minutes in, they split the party. I wasn't expecting them to split the party, but yet they did.
They aren't properly afraid.
That's right. But they soon will be. But so far, they survived that. But we'll see, because they're now all back together, and now they're going to have to face some repercussions of splitting the party, because while they were split, something was happening that they didn't know that was happening, but they'll soon find out what that was. Mm-hmm. Then the only other thing I did this week, not really game-related, but it's like site-related, was I did a secret It's secret for now. Unboxing video. That's going to be coming soon over to DDO Players. It may or may not be related to something we talk about on last week's show.
Okay. Now I have to remember what we talked about last week.
If you listen to last week's show...
it's not a secret Shroudpalooza unboxing.
So
that cuts out 45% of the show.
We know it's not Shroudpalooza. But yeah, so if you haven't listened to last week's show, if you're listening to the show, pay attention to some of the things that we talked about last week. This unboxing video has to do with one of those. And that yeah, go ahead.
I have a question.
Sure.
How do you expect any party to do any scouting if you feel they're not allowed ever to split?
It's okay to split the party, but not as much as you guys did. I probably would have suggested you balanced it out a little bit and not go quite as far as you did because,
were they full-fledged multitasking?
You were leading us on the stream.
I did, and you took my bait, hook, line, and sinker. I set you guys up to do that, and you fell perfectly into my evil trap. Yeah. Nobody died.
And it would have worked if Pine Leaf hadn't healed people.
That's right. Your meddling healing skills got in the way of my plans. But yeah, I will take full credit for that party split because I set you up. I dangled the carrot in front of you, and you're like, ooh, let's go over there. And I'm like, you don't want to go over there. Okay, you can go over there. And you two are going to stay here while they go over there, right? And then I was putting stuff in motion. I was giving hints to the other two what were happening, and they weren't really picking. So yeah, we'll see what happens. You're going to reap what you sowed. That's all I'm going to say. Mm-hmm. It's not my fault. Just because I dangled the carrot does not mean you have to take the carrot. As Tolkien said.
Well, no. You've got Terry Adwin in the party and Sense Winda, and you expect them not to go after the carrot?
Okay, true. But just remember, as the wise Professor Tolkien said, all that glitters is not gold.
Actually, he says that all that's gold does not glitter.
Okay, whatever. Whatever. Listen to him. Remember that when I put gold off in the distance and you see it, it may not be what you think it is. Just saying. It's okay. Yeah. We'll see. Maybe you'll survive. It'll be great. It played out really well. Something happened that I was going to hope that happened because I set them up or something, and it happened because one of the players rolled miserably and something happened to her, and it was hilarious. I would think
that you did everything in the world to make us think that fire was not going to spread.
Well, I didn't tell you. I said it may not.
We asked every relevant question. You made it sound like... What is it with DMs that make it sound like that this is the place where... Because if there was any hint
never trust your DM.
Fire, we've got Sanswin in the party who would make a fire break before you could say Jackie Robinson. She comes out from a country where you would take precautions if there's any hint of the possibility of a fire spreading.
Right. You'll have.
And we asked the relevant questions, so you were being a little bit.
Well, I can't give you everything. Maybe you didn't ask in the way I wanted you to ask. I don't know. You'll have to listen to it when it was hilarious. But the payoff...
I'm looking forward to this.
The payoff was hilarious.
So when is this going to be available for listening?
Probably... we're going to have probably 3 play sessions in before I start releasing it, because we kind of want to have some that are going to release so you never have to wait too long in between, because we're not... As I said, we're not doing weekly play sessions of this, so it's going to be an infrequent thing. So I'm going to say probably in about 3 weeks, the first episode
mid-October
should be up. Yeah, probably. By then, I would hope we would have at least 2 or 3 sessions in, and we can release it, and hopefully we'll have a name by then and a whole show.
Hopefully you'll still have a party.
Hopefully, yeah. Apparently, I'm a horrible DM and don't give them information when they want it. Who knew players want information?
Especially considering that I have a character that's a scholar.
Yeah.
And one of my abilities is...
Yeah, you and Terry Adwin both have this ability where I gotta come up with this crap and give you all this information because you think you need it.
Well, you're the one who chose the system.
I know.
But you don't have pre-generated pamphlets for those guys?
I think I'm gonna have to, because I see now they're gonna, okay, what does this mean? What is this? If we do this, is this gonna work? I'm like, oh God.
Well, in my case, it was something that is is a level 1 ability of my character class.
Yeah, your whole character class is OP, and
no, it's because but my combat skills are non-existent.
Right, true. That's very true. Because I guess we haven't really done real combat in the game yet, but
right,
yeah, because we only did the sample combat. But yeah, you didn't do too well in the sample combat, so we'll see. Spoiler alert: this week there's going to be some combat.
Wonderful.
So that was my week, trying to kill Pine Leaf and not succeeding yet. I mean what? Poor Pine Leaf.
So exciting.
Poor Pine Leaf.
Let's go into my week. First off, what I did with my Halfling Paladin. First, before Draconmine session, I ran the Mind Sunder on my Paladin.
Ooh.
Then after that, following night, we had the Evening Star stuff with a Drac, where we ran Lost in the Swamp, Rest Stop, and Detour.
Yeah, it's been a while since I did this quest. I like all this quests.
Then on my Dragonborn, my level, I had earned level 8, but I'm still using level 7 since I didn't want to get too far above the quest. I ran Another Man's Treasure to finish out all those preparation quests. So Another Man's Treasure, I think that's the one that Drac probably doesn't like.
Is that the one with all the puzzles in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only quest out of that. I guess it's not really a chain, but all those new quests, yeah, that's the only one that I'm like, yeah. I'll probably never run this again, but okay. Whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the really tough one in there is the puzzle where you have to go through the water and miss all those spikes that are coming out of the wall, so you have to navigate through that entire thing.
I don't want the spikes so much as the electric traps.
Well, actually, I had no real trouble with the electric traps. The spikes were the ones that gave me troubles. Once I was able to time the electric traps fairly well. Now, of course, if I had known that there were electric traps there, I will probably have taken the precaution of just in case of throwing protection from electricity on me, but I'll keep that in mind next time I do that. But I don't think it was all that necessary. Certainly not as necessary as being careful around those stupid spikes. Then in Minecraft, early on in the Wellstopia series, I'm starting to define the location for my build there. I'm building Salt Marsh on a peninsula, on a nice large peninsula. So I'm actually going to be able to have some hope of building a reasonable village this time, because I've tried villages before and it used to turn out to be only 2 or 3 buildings, which is not much of a village. So I'm going to see if I could build the entirety of Salt Marsh. Now, of course, anyone familiar with that module will know that module does not say what Salt Marsh looks like. So therefore, I do have to design it. I just have to note it's a fishing village, so it'll have stuff that you find in a fishing village. Probably lots of boats.
One would think.
One would think, of course. And in addition to this, I looked around. I was looking for a nice elevated spot because you have this haunted house in there, and the haunted house has to be on an elevated area. And when you consider that the place is called Salt Marsh, you can see it's not exactly a location notorious for having many elevated areas. And yes, I did decide to set this up so that Salt Marsh itself is not in the swamp, but it is across the river from the swamp. So therefore, it's going to be a little bit on the damp side in the area and all that stuff. And of course, relatively low to the ground. At first, I was thinking going against what was in the module and building a lighthouse and make that the haunted house, because it used to be owned by an isolated wizard anyway. So converting the haunted house into a haunted lighthouse sounded, well, that might work. But then I did some surveying on the eastern side of my territory, and I found what looked like a perfect piece of high ground for building a haunted house. And so therefore, I'm going to go with the original modules plan then, and use that as my site for the haunted house. And there are plans for the haunted house there, so I think I got that pretty set up. I also did exploration all around the area, and I found a spider spawner, and I was thinking, okay, this could be a good place to get some string and all that fun stuff. even though it was way at the northern edge of my territory. And I was thinking, well, maybe next to it, I would create a rival village called Silk Marsh that would be in the area. That all disappeared when later on I was exploring the caves below where Salt Marsh is and found another cave spider spawner. So why do I need to go way up to the north 250 blocks when I've got one right under me? So I'm now getting my plans formulated so that I could bring about the sinister secret of Salt Marsh, Minecraft edition.
That'd be cool to see.
Bonnie, what have you been up to?
I did a little DDO, some of the same quests that you did. I did another Man's Treasure with Even, which that went pretty swimmingly. We did kind of a big deal, and then we did Memory Labs. Memory Labs was a little bit harsh because once we got to the room where there's some methods, it's a room where there's some book kind of elevator lifts, and you have to go to different areas of the room and pull levers and stuff, and use crests. And there's one corner where there's a bunch of methods that hang out, and they were just throwing lightning bolts at us, and
those are annoying.
Near doom. That was kind of rough. But otherwise it went well. And then on that was on Sarlona because we had low level characters and we wanted to level them up so they could actually run the shroud flagging quests. But then we went to Orion during streaming with Even yesterday and did more Shroud Palooza flagging there. So that was awesome. More all the Shroud flagging quests in the Veil of Twilight. And while I was there, I got schooled in darts. This isn't normal DDO news. This is Bonnie DDO news.
Okay.
Because I knew that there were darts in the game. I knew there were returning darts like the coffin nail. And I really love darts. Darts are one of my favorite things. And so I kind of go towards darts as being a fun throwing weapon. So I start talking about having slings and bullets and having, stacks of darts in the game. And everyone's like, we have stacks of darts in the game. I'm like, no, we don't. Not as random loot. You don't just get stacks of like 100 darts in a chest. And people are like, no, we really, really do.
I have.
I know. I mean, after that point, everybody proceeded to like shove evidence in my face that we actually have darts in the game. I'm like, having people opening trade boxes, giving me all these darts, and pointing me to the auction house where there's like pages of darts for sale. And I swear, I have never noticed these darts before in the game. I'm incredulous. I don't understand what happened. Could I be that oblivious that they've been around for years? And that was like, were these added like in the past year? Oh, no. They've been here at least since Gianthold. At least since Gianthold went epic, I'm like, how could I miss darts? But apparently darts are a thing, and I just learned about it. So, yay, darts! Because that was my DDO week. I don't think I'm ever going to live this dart thing down either.
That's pretty funny, actually.
Man. I played a little bit more of 7 Minutes to Die. I took longer than 7 minutes, though.
Okay, good.
So I'm improving a little bit.
One day this week, Bonnie, you and I will play 7 Minutes to Die, and we'll see if we can get you to last longer than 7 minutes.
I need to learn a lot more.
Even 7 days?
Well, the main time that I died this go around was I started up a new game, was playing, and then one of my friends on Steam sent me a message. They're going, "Oh my gosh, you have seven days to die!" And I go and read their message, and by the time I come back, I'm dead.
Yep.
And then I started up a really easy setting game, and that one I haven't died in yet. I finally made it to a trader outpost. And then I realized I don't have anything that he wants to buy that's worth enough so I can buy things that I want, like food.
I hate that, yeah.
So I'm scrounging the area around trying to get things that I know he'll buy. Meanwhile, I'm already running out of inventory, and I'm kind of thinking like I haven't set up a camp enough. I need to start building things, and I need to maybe plant something, but I got to figure out how to plant things and grow crops so I don't starve to death. But it's interesting. I've survived, and I haven't died yet. So this is the first time that I logged out of the game, and I wasn't dead when I logged out. So that's an accomplishment. That's a milestone. I hope I got a badge for it.
Right, achievement unlocked. You survived one game.
Yeah, I survived one play session for at least an hour. So wow.
Wait until you get to Horde.
So now we've moved from 7 minutes to die to 7 hours to die. And then finally, in tabletop, I rolled up my tax assassin character for the game that you have your Ranger Monster Hunter in, the spooky campaign that Cordovan is going to be DMing. And that's coming around Halloween, like the 3 weeks surrounding Halloween. And we also have a D&D night session this Sunday.
Yes,
that continues the campaign that we've been playing with Evil Beaker as the DM. And this week it's going to be called Rescue Saba Jade, because Saba Jade got into some trouble last time.
Oops.
She did. We saved Annabelle. We removed Annabelle's curse, but Saba Jade got kidnapped in the process. So.
Yes, she was the collateral, I guess.
Yes, it looks like the Cordovan game, which he did tell us the title of. That's really all we know. We don't know a lot.
It's The Witch and the Witch and the Woods, or Witch in the Woods.
And the Woods.
And he did say we were going to be going to the woods. So it's a good thing that you're a ranger.
Yeah, it's October 21st, October 28th, and November 4th.
The tax assassin, I don't think she's particularly adept for wood settings. She has darts, though.
Of course she does.
I got her some darts.
Well, good. Yeah, so that should be fun. But yeah, then as you said, this Sunday over on DDO stream, we're doing part 1 of rescuing Saba Jade. So lots of tabletop D&D coming to DDO stream.
Yeah, Sunday nights at 7 Eastern. And that was my week.
We currently have 21 supporters on Patreon. If you'd like to help support DDO players, simply go to the donations page where you can support the Players Alliance on Patreon. There you'll find rewards, including a mention on the podcast your choice, or be a guest with us for an episode of DDO Players News. But I believe Drac is still looking for ideas for rewards?
If you want to send them to me, yeah, I pretty much have them ready to go. I just have to find some time to actually change the Patreon page. And I've still yet to tell a couple people, some of them involve them, but surprise, you'll find out about them soon.
Surprise!
If you have ideas, you can send them to drac@ddoplayers.com. If you have anything else you would like to send us an email on, you can send it to podcast@ddoplayers.com. You can also follow us on Twitter, the Players Alliance @PlayersAlly, DDO Players @DDO Players, Dracula @Dracula_72, and Piney Pet Piney Neils. You could also follow Drac on Twitch at Draculetta_72. And you can follow our guest at Bonnie Bew. Only one Bew, apparently.
Only one view in my Twitter handle, but lots of views everywhere else.
Very well. The Players Alliance has 2 shows every Monday at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. We have DDO Players News, and every Saturday at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, we have Locha Players News. And you can join us for our shows at ddoplayers.com/live. And join us next week for our special guest, who will be Patrick from DDO Cast, who will talk more about the D&D night on DDO stream. And that is it for tonight. And this is Pilot Needles reminding you to quest responsibly.